Kasper Schmeichel has broken his silence on the booze at Celtic Park, and what he had to say will hit different. We've also got a big update on Paulo Bernardo's future, injury news on two key players returning, and a huge dressing room revelation from Martin O'Neill. A lot to get into today, let's go. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Kasper Schmeichel has given a frank and honest update on his injury situation, and the picture he is painting is a serious one. Speaking to Celtic TV for the first time since his shoulder gave way, the goalkeeper confirmed he has already had one surgery, but revealed that more operations are on the way and the road ahead is long and complicated. Back in March, Schmeichel confirmed the full extent of the damage when it first became clear how serious this was: a torn bicep, a torn rotator cuff, a dislocated shoulder, and a torn labrum. That is a brutal combination of injuries for any player, let alone a goalkeeper who turns 40 later this year. Now, he has provided a clearer picture of where things actually stand. He told Celtic TV, "The status at the moment is I've had one surgery, which was an exploratory surgery and a cleanup surgery. The status is there is a lot of damage in there, a lot of infection, and I am going to need another 1 or 2, maybe 3 surgeries." Yeah, it's a strange reality at the moment, and it has been a strange couple of months trying to wrap my head around it. 1 to 2, maybe 3 more surgeries. That is not a quick fix. That is a recovery measured in months at best, and there are genuine question marks over whether we will ever see Schmeichel play professional football again. His Celtic contract expires at the end of this season, so the timing could not be any harder. Best of luck to him on what is clearly an incredibly tough journey. Now for the main story, as Martin O'Neill has addressed the situation surrounding Paulo Bernardo and delivered his verdict on why the Portuguese midfielder has found himself on the outside looking in this season. Bernardo has had a difficult few months. His last start came in Europe against VfB Stuttgart. Since then, he has had brief cameos off the bench, 12 minutes against Motherwell and 18 against Rangers in the Scottish Cup, before dropping out of the matchday squad entirely. For a player who featured far more regularly under Brendan Rodgers and Wilfried Nancy, it has been a frustrating decline. O'Neill has now spoken about the situation directly, and his explanation comes down to competition rather than any issue with Bernardo himself. He told the Celtic Way, "He's one of a number of lads who I think have been really unfortunate. Paulo's probably best as a number 6, and we've got the captain in there. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain can play that role too. Paulo played in a European game for us and did really fine. He's been unlucky." That is a sympathetic verdict, but it does not change the reality. Callum McGregor owns that position, and when Oxlade-Chamberlain is also capable of filling it, the minutes simply are not there. Bernardo himself has previously hinted at looking for a summer move, and given the situation, that looks increasingly likely. A new manager might reassess things, but his representatives will almost certainly already be having conversations. He is too good a player to be sitting in the stand week after week. In other news, there is an encouraging update on Callum Osmond as the young Celtic striker edges closer to a return from his hamstring injury, though O'Neill has made clear there will be no rushing him back. Osmond has been out for a significant period after suffering a setback during his rehabilitation, which pushed his recovery back further than originally expected. However, the signs over the past few weeks have been positive. He has been back in full training for around 3 weeks and recently featured for the Celtic B team, playing 45 minutes and even getting on the score sheet in one of those outings. O'Neill gave a measured update when speaking to the Herald, saying, "It's a wee bit early for him. He played in the B team. He only played for a half on Tuesday, which was great. And he's looking really good. He's a similar injury to Johnston at the time. He had a little bit of a setback. So did Alistair when he was with Canada. But he's making really good progress, doing fine. Progress is the key word. Nobody is getting carried away, and Celtic will not risk putting him back on the pitch before he is genuinely ready, especially with the Scottish Cup final still to come. But the fact he is getting minutes under his belt at B team level and contributing is a good sign. He is not far away, just not quite there yet." In other news, Martin O'Neill has opened up on the role Cameron Carter-Vickers has been playing behind the scenes during his lengthy absence through injury, and the picture he paints is of a genuine leader who has never stopped showing up for his teammates. Carter-Vickers has been out since October with an Achilles injury, a setback that has kept him sidelined for months and robbed Celtic of one of their most important defenders during the most pressurised period of the season. He was originally not expected back until next season, but there are now early signs of progress, with the American spotted back on the training pitch on Friday for one of his first ball sessions since the injury. Even without playing a minute, though, O'Neill says his influence on the squad has never gone away. He told the Herald, "He's been great, really great. He's attended all the meetings, he's in there. You can see why he's been a big figure here. He's in the dressing room with the players at game time. He doesn't miss any of these meetings that we have in the mornings. He's there all the time. He's a big influence. The players look up to him, which is great." That is exactly the kind of character every squad needs, especially during a difficult season. Carter-Vickers has not hidden away or sulked. He has stayed engaged, stayed vocal, and kept setting standards for the group around him. Getting him back on the pitch would be a massive bonus for whoever is in charge next season. He is a top player and clearly a top professional. Lastly, Kasper Schmeichel has sent a message to Celtic fans after the boos he received at Celtic Park earlier in the season, and his words are honest, thoughtful, and worth taking a moment to reflect on. The context is important. Schmeichel was badly at fault during the 4-1 defeat to VfB Stuttgart in the Europa League, and sections of the Celtic Park crowd made their feelings known. He was then absent for the return leg as his shoulder injury took hold, with Viliami Sinisalo stepping in, keeping a clean sheet, and never really looking back. Schmeichel's last appearance in a Celtic shirt came in a 2-1 defeat to Hibernian, and he has not played since. Speaking on Celtic TV, he did not shy away from what happened or how it affected him. He said, "I am a sensitive guy. I hear a lot of stuff, and I feed off that energy. No question, both positive and negative. But the energy the fans can bring is so important. When you play at Celtic Park, and they are with you, you are unstoppable. You stand in that goal, and you feel the atmosphere, you feel the drive. I'd hate to be an opposition player there because that is the ultimate weapon Celtic have, that unity and that support. When all that is buzzing, you have won before you go on the pitch practically, but that is what Celtic is." That is a classy response from a man going through one of the hardest periods of his career. He pushed through pain to keep playing for this club when his shoulder was already badly damaged, knowing the World Cup was on the line and that Denmark ultimately failed to qualify. Whatever your view on his performances, that honesty and his love for this club deserve respect. We wish him well on his road to recovery. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.